I now no longer know what Call of Duty is doing day to day. Yesterday, we got the Season 3 outro cinematic, which we are 2 weeks away from the ending of Season 3, as well as a small update, a 700 megabyte update. As it turns out, this update unlocked every single bunker in Verdansk. No, you didn't hear me wrong, every single one of them. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to open every single one of them. Now, just to be clear, this is the first time ever in Verdansk history where all of the bunkers have been opened. To this day, there were 3 bunkers that were actually never available before, never opened, never could get inside, and as of now, you can. So in this video, I'm going to show you all of the Easter eggs, how to get inside of every bunker, what's inside of every bunker, as well as an extra side Easter egg that they added yesterday as well. This is going to be a long one, so buckle in. If you want to get inside of all of the bunkers, or maybe you just want to see inside of all of the bunkers, this video is for you. And I figured let's just start with number 1 and work our way around. So this is the map that we had before yesterday, and essentially down in the bottom right, Shack 1, Shack 2, and the room in lumber. Those codes are already correct, and in fact they are just the same as the original codes but backwards. Now we need to dive into the bunkers because all of those have changed, starting out with bunker number 1. So this is a bunker that we originally realized when it was first introduced to Verdansk that outside it there was a calendar that wasn't originally there. This labeled the destruction of Verdansk and the date that it took place as April 22nd, 2020. And guess what? That is the bunker code, which is different than the original bunker code, by the way. That is the bunker code. So 04/22/2020 will get you inside of this bunker. Now, unfortunately, as far as the bunkers go, some of them are exactly the same as the old school bunkers, the original bunkers, maybe having to do with the pawn takes pawn Easter egg, for example, this one, whereas others have things that are brand new and never been seen before inside of them, and I will point out those things as we go through. Now, as far as bunker number 1 goes, this one is one of the straightforward ones, exactly the same as the pawn takes pawn. There is a desk in the middle of the room. This one does not have a statue on it. Some other ones do have a bust of Lenin on it, however this one does not. There are some pawn takes pawn codes on the desk, and really that is it. That is all you can find as a whole on this one. Moving on to bunker number 2, this one is a bunker that was actually never opened previously. So all of the bunkers that were never opened before are now accessed by blue key cards. Now there's 2 key cards, blue key card and red key card, both of which are found in the exact same way. Basically, you open a million chests and eventually you will find them. 2 things that I found is they spawn more often in high value loot zones as well as hidden rooms and bunkers. So in other words, if you've already opened a bunker, you're likely to find another key card in said bunker or in one of the shacks like we talked about before, or the high value loot zones. So once you open bunker number 2 and go inside, it's a very similar bunker to one we already saw. However, the difference is on the desk in the middle of the room, there are some blueprints for an armored train. This is specifically the armored train for the reveal event for Call of Duty Vanguard, the one that you had to destroy that was going around the map. It can be seen on the blueprints. Bunker number 3 is a weird one because it was a code bunker for pawn takes pawn back in the day, but the old codes do not work. So we had to find a new code. Now, outside of bunker number 3, there's a bunch of weird things. There's like this elephant, there is a vending machine. As it turns out, all of the things that you see here can be found inside of Superstore. And after looking through Superstore, there is a thing on the wall that is selling you a membership to the Verdansk Superstore. And on it, there is an 8-digit code. That is the 8-digit code for the bunker. So the code is 301988805. When you put that in, the bunker will open. Unfortunately, even though this one was a hard one to figure out and a hard one to open, it is one of the more boring bunkers. It is exactly the same as it was in pawn take pawn back in the day. Once again, with just the head on the desk in the middle of the room. Really nothing special going on with this one. Thankfully, though, the next one is very interesting because it has changed from the original bunker. Bunker number 4 is a red keycard bunker. In other words, just find a red key card and go to this one. Now, the interesting thing about this one is in this bunker, there are a bunch, and I mean a bunch, on the walls, on the floors, hanging up on the top of the wall of flags for Alcatala. Now, These were not originally in bunker number 4. In fact, there were no flags whatsoever. This is the first bunker that we have actually seen changed, and on top of that, the first that we have actually seen the Alcatala logo on the map since the original Verdansk map. So I don't know if that's remembering that or hinting at something moving forward, maybe more Alcatala presence on the map or something like that. But yeah, this one is very, very different than it was before. Bunker number 5 is once again a red keycard bunker, so just find the keycard, go to the bunker, and really there is nothing special whatsoever inside of this one. No Easter eggs, nothing hidden in there. It's just you go down into the bunker and there are a bunch of chests. Now, there is a way coming up to get specialists, like the specialist bonus in game. There's 2 different Easter eggs that do it that can be found inside the bunkers. We'll get to that in a minute. Bunker 6 is, however, interesting. Now, once again, this is another red keycard bunker, but why is this one interesting, you ask? Because when you go in this one, there are 2 things that weren't there before. Number 1 is a computer that is set up for the CIA. This is actually an asset directly from Black Ops 6 and can be seen on a couple of the new maps. You can see it logged into CIA computers. On top of that, in the back of the bunker, there is an American flag. Traditionally, inside the bunkers, there's Custovian flags, which are the flags of the people of Custovia or Verdansk. We saw the Alcatala flags. Now, this one appears to be a CIA bunker that the Americans were housed in, which is interesting. Bunker number 7, a bunker that had never been opened before, is again a blue access keycard bunker. Now, once you open up this one, I was surprised this one doesn't have any Easter eggs inside it. It's the only blue keycard bunker to not have any Easter eggs inside it. So a little spoiler for one coming up here. But yeah, you just go inside and again, it's the same old desk. There's some pawn takes pawn cards on the desk and the statue in the middle. That's literally it. Bunker 8, however, is showing off something new. Again, another blue keycard bunker, so just get a blue keycard, go to it. This time, it's pretty much the exact same bunker. It's pretty much right beside bunker number 7. But on the desk of this one, there is a Juggernaut suit and the Juggernaut music playing on the radio. Now, I'm assuming this is a tip of the hat to Juggernaut Royale, or hinting that it will be making a return, but as of right now, that's all that's inside of this bunker. Bunker 9, once again, another red keycard bunker. Go inside this one. There is 0 Easter eggs inside this one. Basically, you just make your way down inside. There is supposed to be a hatch that leads up to another area behind prison, but as of right now, that extra room is not active inside here. It might get activated eventually, but as of right now, just the bunker is open. So bunker 10 is the easiest code bunker. So what I mean by code bunker is a bunker that you use a code to access. Now this one is the exact same as the OG code for bunker 10, except backwards, so just like the shacks. So the code is 31547206. You put that code in, you can go inside. Now this is one of the bigger bunkers, and I believe this was the bunker where Captain Price took out Victor Zakhaev, because this is where the missile silo is. So in one of the sides of the bunker, you can go off to the side and you can see a nuclear missile kind of off in the background. There's some computers set up, things along those lines. It's exactly the same as the bunker was originally when we could first open bunker 10 as well. Then we get to the big bunker. This is where we get into the specialist bonus as well, and this is bunker number 11. Now this has an entire Easter egg that goes along with it, and it's actually exactly the same as the Easter egg was back 5 years ago. So I can actually use a bunch of assets from my old videos to help you guys along with this Easter egg. So basically, there's going to be a subset of phones that are ringing around Verdansk. Now, these phones can be found at any of these areas. The correct phone will be the one that is ringing, and that happens differently on a different location every game. Basically, if you know 3 of these, the 3 that I would go for are TV station, the top of the big downtown tower, it's on the top floor of it, and then dam. So dam is the one that you are seeing here. Now, this is the footage from 2020. This is what it originally said when you picked up the phone.
Всем отрядам, база захвачена! Сменить шифрование! Сейчас! 2 8 0 Слышу! Запредер! Они приближаются!
So basically it speaks in Russian and then gives you 3 Russian numbers. Now, the difference between now and then is if you have subtitles on, it will no longer show redacted. It'll actually show what they are saying in Russian. Then you can just translate it with a translator app, or these are the Russian numbers in order.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So the three numbers that it gives you are then going to correspond with different phones around Verdansk, which all have their own number. This is the map that you can use here. Now, if you do this correctly, you have to do it in the right order, the three phones in the correct order with the numbers that it gives you. And you know you'll be doing it in the right order and the right phone. When you get near one, it will actually be ringing. And it'll also make a noise if you get the correct one. But just to help you out here are all of the locations as told to you by 5 years ago Inkslasher.
So phone 0 is at military base in the second story of this building that you're seeing here, and it is on the desk. Phone number 1 is at the bank. If you go into the room kind of off to the right here, you're going to see some computer screens. It is on the desk here. Phone number 2 is at Lazov Pass, close to the apartment building. It's actually in the second story of the gun store, once again on a desk. Phone number 3 is at Quarry. It's at the back building, kind of by the A flag. And if you go here, it's in the ground floor, right on this kind of desk here with a bunch of phones. This is the phone you actually have to click on. Phone number 4 is in North Lumber. It's in the police station. And if you go to the second floor, you will see it right in the middle of the hallway. The next one is TV station. This one is a little bit more difficult to find because of the amount of phones here, but this is the phone you are going to want to click if you get 5. Remember, there is another phone in TV station. This is the one you want for the number 5. Number 6 is at ATC, or air traffic control. It is up at the top of the tower. It's probably the easiest one to find. Number 7 is in the airport. It is underground in the baggage claim area. Number 8 is at hospital. It is right at the front desk, very difficult to miss. And then finally, we have number 9, which is once again back at Dam, just once again in a different location, the one that you're seeing on screen here. Now, once you hit all 3 in the correct order, this is what you will hear on the phone.
Надо прорываться на север. На севере чисто. На севере чисто.
If you get the incorrect order or the wrong 3 phones, it will sound like this.
Никак нет. Никак нет. Принято. Выполняю.
So let's go back to present day, not 2020, but 2025. Once you get the 3 correct phones in the 3 right orders and you hear the 3 things, you can then go to bunker 11, interact with it, and open it up. Now, the crazy part about this bunker is it is exactly the same as it originally was when you could first open it, even down to some really interesting details. So first of all, you go in, all of the side rooms are open. Now, off to one of the side rooms is going to have this kind of armory here. Those MP5s on the table there used to be a weapon blueprint that you could get for completing this. This room, kind of a conference room with one of the computer screens on, as well as some clocks, exactly the same as it used to be. We're going to get into where you can get the specialist bonus in a second. There is one other room where you can see some computer screens here that you can actually reboot the system. And when you do, it will change and say that there is a gas release and it has been notified where everyone is on the map. Now, the system never fully reboots, and in fact, in the other room, there's a countdown from 10 that never reaches 0, so that's a little strange as well. And then, once again, if we go back to the armory on the other side, there is actually a hole in the wall that you can crouch your way through, and when you do, there's a specialist bonus on the ground, as well as a button that clears out a bunch of gas from an adjacent room that has nuclear warheads inside of it. So again, exactly the same as it used to be, but there used to be a weapon blueprint that you could unlock by doing this. Now, as of right now, I truly believe that all of these bunkers opening up should have been an event where you got a reward for unlocking each individual bunker. I think that would have been the best event that Warzone has ever done, but of course they did not do that. They didn't announce that they were opening any of these bunkers. There are no physical rewards like weapon blueprints for completing the Easter eggs. The only thing you can get is a specialist bonus from bunker 11 like you are seeing here, and in one other Easter egg that they added. So this is the town hall Easter egg. So to do this one, you are going to go into the main town hall in downtown Verdansk. By the way, this was an old Easter egg and it's done in pretty much the exact same way. Now, when you do this, there is a keypad on the side of the wall. You're going to go to the keypad and type in 2179. This is going to lock down the town hall, and you have 1 minute to complete this Easter egg. If you don't, the room will fill with gas and you will die. You then go turn around and interact with the computer. The computer is going to flash 4 different images with either an X or a number plus or minus after it. You then have to go look around the bank and find the corresponding images. For example, one is an owl, one has a horse on it, one has a house, and underneath all of the images, there is going to be Roman numerals. You take that Roman numeral, and if it shows an X after that image, you do nothing to it. If it shows +2, for example, you add 2. So if the Roman numeral is 5 and it says +2, it would be 7. And then you put in that 4-digit code into the computer. If you do it correctly, it will flash blue. If you do it wrong, it'll flash red. After that minute, the room will fill with gas. So you have to be very, very quick on this one. There's also one image that is missing, and it is the boat. So if you get the boat one, that is the image that is missing off the wall there. Yeah, this one's confusing. You have to do it really, really fast. But what this ends up doing is unlocking the subway, which you then have to go or drive or fly all the way across the map to the very opposite side where it opens up the metro to go underneath the map. Now, this metro was something that eventually would turn on and was a fast travel system around Verdansk. However, as of right now, the only thing hidden down here is a specialist bonus on the train. So that is how you do that Easter egg. And yeah, it's kind of a little bit ridiculous to get specialist in that way. But if once you do it once, there is no other reward, just the specialist bonus and bragging rights. Also, still find it super weird that they didn't announce any of these and then just released all of them at once. It's not like once a week they release a new Easter egg or one bunker at a time or anything like that, or any sort of announcement with it. It just kind of happens. And I'm wondering if it's because it's old Easter eggs and when they introduce new ones, maybe they'll hype them up a little bit more. Maybe there'll be rewards for them. I certainly hope so, but needless to say, that's the last one. Oh yeah, and there's one more bunker. So then we have bunker number 0. Now, this, I'm going to tell you right now, is the only bunker no one has gained access to. And I'm putting it in the video because we need to figure it out. So if anyone figures this out and writes it down in the comments, I will pin your comment and give you full credit. But no one has figured it out yet. But I will tell you what we know. I have tried on this, the codes. First of all, this used to be a red access card bunker. It is no longer a red access card bunker, so assumably the bunker has changed. The code, I have tried the code that is in the Stitch trailer. I have tried codes related to Rebirth Island, like when Rebirth Island was released, the date the biometric scanners were added. Why, you may wonder? Well, this is the logo, the insignia that has to do with Makarov, that also has to do with the biometric scanners that are on Rebirth Island. The X, I have no idea. Some people think it might be something posted on Twitter because of X. I highly doubt that. Some people think it represents 10, so maybe it starts off 00, some number to do with this, and then 10. I don't know. Nobody has figured it out yet. I've tried all the numbers. I've tried the numbers from the Stitch cutscene. Nothing is showing for this bunker. So if you find it, feel free to let me know down in the comments. I will give you full credit. We'll pin your comment, everything like that. We need to find this one as a community because it's the one that is left as a mystery. Oh yeah, and one other thing, all of the other bunkers that required codes, everything could be found on Verdansk. You didn't have to go out onto another website, or you didn't have to go into Rebirth Island. So it's got to be on the map somewhere. We just don't know where to look as of yet. Speaking of the map though, this is the updated map. The bunkers which need blue key cards are labeled in blue, bunkers with red key cards labeled in red, the ones that require puzzles are green, and the unsolved one is still yellow. The other shacks are labeled in pink, and there you go. Everything is updated with the correct codes, and feel free to use this map as you will. Hopefully soon we can find bunker 0, and again, if we have, it'll be in the comments down below. But yeah, that is all of the bunkers on the map, how to open them, all the Easter eggs, and we are now up to date. In 2 weeks we have season 4, and hopefully there will be more. So if you want to stay up to date on all the Easter eggs, all the secrets, all of the story, be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on, and until next time, peace.
We are